Hey everyone, I'm Ace of Clay and welcome to another sculpting video. If you're new here, I'm a sculptor and every week I make a new sculpture. Today we're in the hidden world and you get to meet the next anti-mutant, the Cameraman, who is the photographer's anti-mutant. Now it's been a while since we've talked about the anti-mutants on this channel, but basically what they are is every time a person is transformed into a mutant by the entity, their anti-mutant counterpart is created at the exact same time, but thousands of miles away. So the anti-mutant's job is to spend all of their time tracking down their mutant so they can kill them. Anti-mutants are the only thing that can destroy mutants. I will be sharing a bunch of information on the Cameraman and anti-mutants in general throughout this entire video, so make sure you watch the whole thing so you don't miss any details. And before we get started, some new clay rollers just hit the aceofclay.com shop. I've got a 2-pack of acrylic rollers and a premium roller with thickness rings. The acrylic rollers are pretty self-explanatory. You get 2 of them, they're a nice size, they're crystal clear, and they are great for rolling out clay. And the premium roller is my personal favorite. This thing comes with thickness rings, which you put on each end of the roller, and you roll your clay in between them to get an even sheet. What I really like about this is most pasta makers max out at a 2mm thickness, and with the 4mm black thickness rings, you can get a 4mm sheet of clay, which is double the thickness from a pasta maker. So if you want to add one of these to your sculpting arsenal, then head on over to aceofclay.com, link below. And now without further ado, let's meet the Cameraman. Alright, let's get started. I've got my 4-inch wooden plaque here with the holes drilled for my armature wire, and we're going to shape out the Cameraman's shoulders and legs. And then stick it in the holes and attach the arms with another piece of wire. Once I have the basic body shape figured out, I'm going to brush on some Bacon Bond and start bulking him out with some Super Sculpey Ultralight. In the hidden world, amidst the shadows, there gleams a ray of hope. As each mutant undergoes transformation by the entity, a counterpart emerges, a harbinger of the soul they once possessed before mutation gripped them. This counterpart, known as the anti-mutant, comes into existence at the precise moment the mutant's transformation concludes, yet it manifests thousands of miles distant. Now this guy's heads are going to be a bunch of different cameras, so I'm adding all of this wire to hold the cameras, then we're going to pre-bake him and cover him with some Super Sculpey Original. Once the torso is covered with my final layer of clay, I'm going to start working on his legs. Now this guy's going to be wearing what is basically a pajama onesie with footies. I know that sounds random, but it works. It's also going to have several turtlenecks for each of the cameras that are going to be sticking out. Now I'm just using some tiny snakes of clay to create some folds and wrinkles. From the instant of its inception, the anti-mutant embarks on an unending quest, tirelessly scouring the lands to seek out its mutant counterpart and vanquish them. It is the singular flaw in the fabric of the entity's magic, the creation of these anti-mutants, endowed with the power to extinguish their mutant kin. And we're going to keep going with those wrinkles. Now I'm going to use the textured part of my sculpting tool to add a texture to his entire body. This makes it look like fabric, and I want to make sure this guy is completely covered in texture, so I'm going to take my time and make sure I get into all of those nooks and crannies before I move forward. After the texture's on, I'm going to use my Explorer tool to create some seams and my Super Poker to create the stitching. Now let's stick on his feet. guides cannot fully destroy mutants. Their role lies in rescuing souls from the clutches of darkness, or diverting mutants away, steering them off course to distant horizons. Only the Anti-Mutants hold the authority to obliterate their mutant counterparts, serving as the solitary force capable of delivering their demise. And if you didn't know already, all of the turtlenecks that I'm going to be adding to this guy are made of cosplay, so they stay flexible after they're baked. Just want to blend that bottom edge in with the rest of his body, add some more texture, and repeat this process until all the heads have a turtleneck. And just like that, this part of his body is complete. Let's go ahead and pre-bake him and move on to the next step. And once he's baked and cooled down, it's time to start working on his cameras. I'm going to start with the largest main one in the middle first, and I'm going to use my new Ace of Clay premium clay roller with the 4mm thickness rings to roll out the clay that I'm going to put around that aluminum foil. This camera is going to be a very large, bulky 80s style video camera. Anti-mutants are the unintended anomalies of creation, born not from careful design, but from the chaotic whims of the hidden world's matrix. Their form is a collage of discordance, a testament to the irregularities woven into the fabric of their existence. Anti-mutants emerge haphazardly, their structure defying the norms of nature and logic. They stand as living glitches, their very essence a defiance of the ordered rules that govern their realm. The way they look often doesn't make sense. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's video. I have so much planned for this channel this year and for my business in general. And while I'm working on all of that, I don't want to forget about my mental health. Wearing so many different hats and having to deal with so many different things can really take a toll. And that's where BetterHelp can help. BetterHelp makes starting therapy so much easier and less intimidating for a lot of people. BetterHelp lets you have therapy sessions as a phone call, a video chat, or even messaging, whatever version of therapy is more comfortable for you. BetterHelp can match you with over 30,000 therapists in their network based on your needs, preferences, and location, which gives you access to a wider range of expertise than may be available in your city. To get started, you fill out a questionnaire to answer some questions about what you're going through. Then, BetterHelp can match you with a therapist to help you. And you'll get your therapist match in most cases within 48 hours. From there, you can schedule therapy sessions at a time that's convenient for you. If for whatever reason you feel your therapist isn't a perfect fit, you can always switch therapists with the click of a button in your settings for no additional cost. This is a favorite feature of a lot of people because you don't have to break up with your therapist and start the whole process over again. So if you're like me and you want to continue this year taking care of your mental health, head on over to betterhelp.com/aceofclay, that's better, H-E-L-P, and join over 4 million people who have used BetterHelp to live a happier, healthier life. Just click the link below in the description box, or again, visit betterhelp.com/aceofclay. Doing so helps support this channel and will get you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps. Thanks again, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's video. Now back to our sculpture. And we're just going to keep detailing the camera with a bunch of bells and whistles. I really don't know if any of these make sense, but it looks like a video camera and that's all I care about. Now I'm just adding the lens with a little toothpick for reinforcement and going from there. Today we encounter the Cameraman, a peculiar manifestation born from the transformation of the photographer. This creature cuts a striking figure, adorned in attire reminiscent of a one-piece pajama set complete with footies. Perched atop his shoulders are a multitude of heads, each an old, weathered camera from bygone eras. His visage bears the marks of travel, stained with dirt, rusted from relentless journeys, and devoid of arms, save for a network of cords and wires that tether his camera collection. Now, so all these wires don't look identical. I'm going to make this one look like a hose, so I'm adding some cosplay to it so that I can reposition it later if I want to, and then we're going to press in a bunch of ridges. Now for 80s video camera number 2. Now I'm going to make a couple security cameras. Before I go any further, I just want to put these little wires into their final position like they're kind of busting out of that hose. For the next camera, we're going to go with a modern style DSLR with a speed light. Originally, I was going to give this guy some normal looking arms, but I decided 2 more cameras would look better. So I'm going to shape this wire out into a sort of robotic arm. His gait is erratic, his movements a dance of stumbling and tripping, as if the very ground beneath him conspires against his progress. Through the chaos, he cannot eat or sleep. His singular purpose remains unwavering: to locate and eliminate the photographer. And I'm just embellishing this with some little joints. And for this camera, we're going to go with a 90s family cam. And then this one's just going to be a point and shoot from 2006 with the flash up. Now I'm just going to brush the surface of everything with some clay softener and Bacon Bond to smooth everything out and remove fingerprints. And just like that, this guy's ready for his final bake. And once he's baked and cooled down, it's time for paint. I'm just going to give this whole thing a nice coat of black. He's going to be very dark, and there's going to be a lot of silver metallics. The cameraman's relentless journey knows no bounds, reminiscent of a glitching NPC, endlessly traversing the realms of a video game. With each step, he delves deeper into the labyrinthine recesses of the hidden world, an unwavering sentinel in search of the elusive photographer. I'm sorry, but there's no painting process that is more satisfying than painting silver over black. And in case you're wondering, this silver that I'm using is Folk Art Treasure Gold in the color Platinum Silver. Once all my silver's on, it's time to dirty them up. I'm using a black wash right now, just dabbing it onto the surface, wiping off the excess. Then I go in with some brown, some green, and even a dry brushing of purple in certain areas. Using some Americana triple thick glossy varnish, I'm going to glaze all the camera lenses so they're nice and shiny. Mutants are acutely aware of the existence of their anti-mutant counterparts, for they share an intimate connection, that fragment of their soul that resides within them. This inherent link adds layers of complexity to the anti-mutants' quest, making the search for their mutant counterparts an arduous endeavor. Yet, amidst the challenge, an unspoken truth emerges. There exists no decree forbidding assistance in the anti-mutants' pursuit of their destined foes. To be continued. And here I'm using some 5-year-old, almost completely dried up violet to dry brush on the surface. This just gives it some more dimension and makes them look a little more whimsical. I don't know. I like the purple dry brushing on colors like this. After some more nitpicking, say it with me. And he's done! The cameraman is complete. Let me know what you think of him in the comments. This is definitely one of my weirder creatures. I love how mechanical he looks, and I like the size. I like the contrast of the large shoulders with the skinny legs. That seems to be a recurring theme lately, but I just love doing a body type like that. And I think this is a really interesting character, and I was really excited to get back into the Anti-Mutants and explore another area of the hidden world. So again, let me know what you think of this guy in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching and being here. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok at Ace of Clay, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.